Thank you for watching the Comedy at the Creek podcast, brought to you by Country Creek Reception Hall and Beer Plug Entertainment Productions. I'm your host, Jason Pierpoint. Today's guests are Johnny and Rachel Santos. Thank you for coming out to Comedy at the Creek 8 out here in Diamonddale. I'd like to present, we have Rachel and Johnny Santos coming out.
Thank you for having us.
It's always awkward to get started the second time, whatever.
It's
But
okay.
it's cool, you know. Anyway, we were talking about having the kids and all that stuff, and trying to do comedy with the kids. It's always a rough thing.
Oh, yeah. Ours likes to start telling jokes now, which is fun.
Yeah.
He's turning 5 next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. His jokes have no direction, but a lot of potential. Yeah.
Well, I guess as long as he doesn't go up there and start doing George Carlin jokes or something,
Yeah. As long as he's not stealing anything and not being hacked. That's a big thing in our
That's
house.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you could have the next Andrew Dice Clay. You never know.
Could. Hopefully he's not the next Kramer. That's really my big thing.
Yeah, that would be a real bad thing.
Oh yeah.
But so, what's going on out there in Port Huron? I mean, you guys got a lot of open mics that you'd like to hit out there, or?
none. Actually,
Yep.
one is starting now that we're going to be moving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're finally starting an open mic that's going to be like a once a month open mic in Port Huron. But we have to drive pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah, we have to drive. We drive to Canton. We drive to Livonia.
Mm-hmm.
Livonia has the Roadhouse that's run by I don't know. I think Andy McFarland was on this.
Yep.
once,
Yeah.
right?
We've had Andy
Yeah,
out here.
he
Yeah.
runs that. Our favorite mic, that one. Then there's the Gratiot Pub. That's like our home low key because that's where we had both of our first open mics.
Mm-hmm. Both of our
man.
first comedy experiences were at the Gratiot Pub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You don't realize how humbling comedy is until you do it. I feel like at a place like the Gratiot Pub, if you can survive the Gratiot Pub, you can do comedy.
Yeah.
You get a laugh there, you're gonna get a Netflix special.
No doubt.
Yeah, that place is rough. We used to go to Trixie's, but we don't talk about it anymore.
Uh-oh.
yeah, a lot of drama out there.
Yeah, well, I noticed that. I come from the music scene, so it's like, I've noticed, I've only been in comedy going on about a year now, so it's like I come from the music scene into the comedy scene, and I've noticed the little cliques that are here and there in the different places, there's not an awful lot of difference between the musicians' drama and the comics' drama,
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you don't have, 4 or 5 guys behind you that you can blame everything on,
Yeah.
No, I mean, you still have that, I do, at least. My problems are not my problems. That's what I'll say. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
So
But,
did you both start comedy at the same time, or?
Yeah, actually. So my old high school history teacher got into comedy.
Really?
And I had him on Facebook. I saw that he got into stand-up comedy. We've always been very big fans of stand-up. And
Okay.
so I'm like, hey, let me know when you have a show. We'd love to come out and support. So we went to one of his shows. Him and my husband hit it off, and he started telling him about this class in Royal Oak, Bill Bouchard's class in Royal Oak. And he's
Okay.
like, you guys should take it. And I had never really had any idea or interest in getting into actually doing stand-up, but he had.
Okay.
And so he's just like, hey, would you want to do this class with me? And I'm like, well, I'm Switzerland. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, cool, because I got you a seat in the class. And I'm like, oh, well, cool. This will be a fun couples activity. And so that's how we got into it in January.
So that was last January?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are rolling around about the same amount of time that I've been
Yeah.
going now.
Yeah, I mean, I started in November. If we're
Okay.
being technical, I did my first mic in November. By, her teacher was hosting the Gratiot Pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, I see you guys out there. I try to pay attention to everybody, especially people I get interested in talking to and coming out here to the creek and everything. So I try to pay attention to all the comedians. And then you guys seem to stay pretty busy. I mean, I see you out
Oh,
there,
yeah.
hitting it. So
yeah, we've been kind of slow this last month because we've had a lot kind of
Because
going
we're working on moving
but-
across the country.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you guys are taking off out of Michigan, huh?
We are,
Yeah, we'll-
unfortunately. We'll be back
We'll be
visiting,
back.
but
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Whereabouts are you heading to? Austin?
Back to, no, back to New Jersey, actually.
Back
Yeah.
out there.
His home turf.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I mean, my family, my wife's family, they're all from out in the Poconos.
Okay.
So we spent
That's
a
not
lot of
too far.
time out there. They were actually from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
It's not too far.
So yeah, I know it's right close to the Jersey border because her father, you know, he was one of those guys that lived in Pennsylvania but used to commute every day to Jersey to work. So yeah, we spent a lot of time out there, you know, with the kids and stuff when they were out there with their dad. So it's a beautiful, beautiful area out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
I love it.
The mountains are really pretty.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So you never did comedy when you were in New Jersey?
No, I moved here when I was 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
we met on a cruise, and I basically just moved him in.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That was over 7 years ago now.
Wow, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, that's-
really extra.
Yeah, you expect it. Well, that's better than going on one of the cruise lines recently and getting some sort of disease or something.
God, yeah.
Now we caught that disease called commitment.
And chlamydia.
No doubt. Well, that's cool. That's cool that you guys are on a journey together. You know, I was asking you, before we started the podcast, I said, you know, one of the reasons why I thought it'd be interesting to have you two out is, you know, that whole dynamic of having a husband and wife team. So
Yeah.
you probably get a few questions here and there about it, but I'm curious because, you know, I think that would be interesting. My wife, I love her dearly, but she's not funny whatsoever. She's gonna kill me for that one, but whatever. So I couldn't imagine sitting and, you know, do you guys write jokes together?
No, actually, that's really funny. We don't have the same taste. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
I will sit there and write. So like I don't know. I try not to, but like when you really break it down, like a lot of my stuff is kind of dirty.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know her stuff is just very much not that way. So like I will.
Actually.
Well, actually, a lot of it is. But like she'll suggest like I don't know, like write about this story about our son. And I'll be like, that's the least funny thing I've ever heard in my life. And then like she'll make like several punchlines that ends up being like a full set, and it's hilarious. But me, the whole time, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, same. And I'm like,
Yeah.
please don't say that on stage. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah,
And then he never
yeah.
listens to me, and then he'll say it. And honestly, sometimes it gets a really good reaction, and I'm like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But then I'm like,
Music to my ears.
Well, it's definitely a personal thing, you know. You
Exactly.
gain, you know, bits and material and stuff from things that you actually experience in your life. So I would imagine, you know, you both spend time with a kid, but you know, you might see something that is funny and you might see something that's not. You know, it's just very, very subjective, you know, when it comes to that.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
So you said you've been fans of comedy your whole lives. You know, what was it that really, really got you triggered into doing comedy? Like, was there, you know, some great comedian that you saw that you were just like, ding?
I don't know. For me, it was like the decades of trauma that I think, kind of led me to like when I remember being really small and my family, you know, calling me like a little comedian, which is cheesy, whatever. But like I remember thinking like that'd be really cool. You know, I'd like to be a comedian. And then like, you know, I got older and then, you know, you kind of stop, you know, because I feel like when you're young like that and you think like comedian, you think of like, you know, Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I almost said Bill Cosby. You know, there's names that come to your mind and you're like, you know, how do you go from like my regular job as a pizza delivery boy when I was like 17 to stand-up comedian? You know, turns out there's actually thousands of options, you know, like you can go to the Gratiot Pub or, you know, look up, there's like websites for you know, open mics and stuff like that.
yeah, we didn't know that this whole comedy scene even existed in Michigan
Yeah.
until we became a part of it. Like,
Oh, I'm there with you. I
Yeah.
had no idea either. I kind of got thrown into the fire. You know, I got offered to do a comedy show in Jackson, you know, last year. And the guy's like, he was a guy that used to book one of my, you know, music shows. And he said, hey, you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I've been writing comedy for a long time.
really?
But I've never actually done it on stage because I've been too busy playing music. So, you know, when I jumped in the fire and decided to do it, I got the bug after that. And then, you know, of course, me being here and Eaton Rapids, so I'm from Eaton Rapids, which was about 10 minutes down the road. But you know, I started calling around. There's the the Max and Beggars Banquet
Right,
and
right,
Weekly
right.
Crunch. You know,
Love it,
that's
yeah.
the stuff that here that's accessible to me. But I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get into these places. Nobody knows who the fuck I am, so they're like,
Right.
I'm not letting you in there. We don't even know who you are. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna start my own thing. And it was shocking the amount of people that I found that are doing comedy, on an amateur level and a regional level. So I get what you're saying. It's just
Yeah.
like, wow. And it just, I mean, this is the 8th Comedy at the Creek we've done so far. That means I've had 80 comedians in this place, and very few of them have came back for the second time. So it's like, they just keep coming and they keep coming. It's just
There's
amazing.
so many. There's
Yeah.
so many like comics out here that I didn't know that, because the only thing I've ever seen when it came to comedy was like, I don't know, like Tom Segura, and
Yeah.
like when there's big shows that go on like at the Fox or stuff like that, and I'm like, I didn't know that local comedy was really a thing.
Yeah, and it's such a wider range too. You have everybody of every age, every race, just every square inch of Michigan. Just it's cool to see, different styles, and it's been awesome. I've really had a great time with
Us
it so
too.
far.
Especially because we were basically recluses. Like,
Yeah.
We met when, I don't know, I was 18 and he was 20, right? And we moved in together, got an apartment, and basically only hung out with each other up until January. So,
Yeah.
we've just gotten out of the house and just basically had to, reacclimate to society because we're basically feral. And,
Well, hey, if you're gonna do it that way, you're really getting in front of people and meeting some new people doing this.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
we've made a lot of friends, which I'm like, oh my God, you can do that as an adult? Like, what?
Yeah, that's been jarring.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And
Yeah.
it's cool too because you're actually doing something fun. It's like you have those group of friends. They like to go out and hang out and go to the bar. You get drunk, you
Right.
go home, pass out. I mean, at least with this, you have something exciting to do that not everybody else does. So
Exactly.
you can always invite people to go out and go to a concert or whatever, or go bowling or something. But when you go to one of your friends or group of friends, say, hey, you want to go to a comedy club or go see an open mic? And they're like, what? It's amazing how many people haven't done that.
Yeah.
So they get to see something a little bit
Exactly.
different, especially when they see you guys getting up there doing it.
Yeah, and it is cool to I guess see how it works now, because I feel like now you're kind of once you're involved in the scene, you're kind of seeing how the sausage is made a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't know. Comedy's been a really cool journey.
Yeah.
That seems like the right word to
That's a
use.
great word. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a journey. That's for sure. So with the kind of writing style that you have, I know you said you guys' writing style is very different. How do you usually like to do things? You have index cards. You put everything on your phone. You have legal pads all over the place. I mean, you write longhand. Is it one-liner jokes? I mean, I like to see what kind of different styles people have for putting their material together.
Mine is, I'll have a topic that I think of, and then I just think of jokes that go with that topic.
Okay.
And then I write a whole set based on the one topic that I have, because that's how I can remember it on stage, is one joke leads into another joke, into another joke. And
The transitions.
yeah, well, they're jokes that go together. And so that's how I make it work and how I remember it. And if I have to add in a joke that doesn't make sense, I'm like, well, my whole thing is thrown off. I'm done.
Oh yeah.
You see, for me, I don't know. I will think of a joke, and and then I'll write it in my phone if I have nothing else nearby, and then from there I'll just kind of I don't know. I'll giggle to myself throughout the day, all of the stupid add-ons, and then at the end of it, I'm like, oh wow, that's not funny at all.
Yeah.
And then-
Scrap it.
Yeah, well, no, and then I'll do it at a mic, and it'll either pass or fail, and then I just kind of add it to a set. And when it comes to my actual writing, I've, especially in the beginning, just been on this journey to find the perfect way to write jokes. But what I didn't realize was that it was the perfect apparatus. So I went from a notebook to just my phone, to a legal pad, and now back to like this very specific notebook with rings missing for your hand,
Yeah.
so that you got the rings on both sides, but you can hold it and it's not uncomfortable.
That's not
So
all right. That's
yeah,
cool.
and the best part, I forgot it.
I forgot where we were at. All right. I think we were talking about basically your guys' writing style, you know, how you jot everything down and put everything in your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you like really look up to, like inspiration wise, to like where you just kind of not really steal any jokes or anything, but just kind of like really, really look up to?
There's probably a few people. You hit record, right?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
okay.
Sorry.
Johnny's like,
Um,
this dude wants us to
I
come
just-
to a
I
podcast.
just
He's gonna
wanna make
die.
sure. I just want to make sure.
Well, you can part. You know, when you're talking about where you get your bits and material and stuff from,
Yeah.
you know, I do a bit in my act, you know, about type 2 diabetes. So it's like, yeah, you know, things I deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fair
that's
enough, yeah.
pretty much what we do. Is we go based on life experiences.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain like comedians that I don't know. I really like their style, and I mean, I
same.
listen to a lot of podcasts as is, and like, so I mean, I already said him, but like Louis C.K., I love like his style. Tom Segura,
Tom
Yeah.
Segura is my favorite.
yeah,
Tom,
he's
yeah,
my
he's-
number one.
He's pretty cool. Yeah, that he just had that newest special that came
Sledgehammer.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I like John Mulaney too.
I do too.
Yeah, kind of a huge mixed bag,
Yeah.
honestly, on who I guess look up to,
Yeah.
like, comedically speaking.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, I'm 44 years old, so, you know, we got that little bit of an age difference. So, you know, when I was growing up, you know, I love guys like Christopher Titus and obviously Bill Burr and guys like that. So,
Love Bill Burr.
Love Bill
yeah,
Burr.
Bill Burr's absolutely amazing. He was the one that I really seen, and I was like, wow. Him and George Carlin. I was watching George Carlin when I was way too young to be watching him.
Yeah, I mean, Carlin is like, I don't know, he's like the original. You
Yeah.
know, like when you think of stand-up comedy in today's day and age, there's a few names that come to mind right off the rip, and it's George Carlin, Richard Pryor,
Yeah.
man, and I think that's really it. Like when you think of like what comedy
The
has evolved
OGs.
from, yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of them.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then like Bill Burr is hilarious. And then just I don't know, I'm into like really dark stuff. So like you got like Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Tom Segura, you know, that trifecta to me, that's probably like my perfect special.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So was there any place in particular that you guys really, really want to perform at? Like what's your bucket list place to go out and do some stand up?
Well, obviously,
always catch
New York
people with that.
City.
Yeah. I feel like doing a set at the Cellar would be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the criteria, so it's not like insane, but you know, manageable goals, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, next year we'll come back, we'll have a different conversation. You know?
See, I'm just along for the ride. I do this mostly for my socialization,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, it's like a house chihuahua is what she is. Yeah, it's just mostly shaky, trying to figure yourself out.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You know, you gotta do your own thing. You know. Have you checked out the scene out there yet to find out where all the little open mics and stuff are in your area?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Not yet.
Just gonna fly it blind, huh?
We're just
Yeah.
gonna pray and hope for the best.
Well, we have like an idea on where to go. We just haven't actually, and we know some people that have.
An idea.
Jesus. We know some people that have done comedy out there, so I think we've got you know a decent basis at the very
Yeah.
least for finding comedy.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I'm not too worried. And also, we plan on coming back to Michigan at least relatively.
Yeah. See,
frequently.
I just really love the comedy community out here because
Yeah.
it really is like a little community. Everybody is just so like, it's like a little family. You
Yeah.
know?
It really is.
And so it's going to be really hard to go and meet new people. I'm like, well, what are they going to be like? Like, I already met one person from New Jersey. I feel like
Yeah, and I'm a lot.
I've met them all,
so-
you know?
Yeah, that'll be definitely interesting getting into that East Coast, you know, attitude out there with the comedy because I know it's a little bit different out there
Yeah.
when it comes to the style of comedy and what people are really, you know, excited to see. You might get a lot of different reactions than you get out here in nice Midwest, people here.
Oh.
See,
Yeah.
what the thing with Michigan though is it is such a mixed bag. Like
Yeah.
it is like truly like a purple state when it comes to like what you're gonna get in one room. Like you can get a lot of different kinds of people and different viewpoints and everything in one room, right?
Yeah.
And then the next room could be completely different. Like
Yeah.
you could have all conservatives. You could have like all like left wing. Like you could have a mix of both. You could have some room with immigrants. You could have like
Yeah.
there's so many different things you can get here, whereas like I feel like out there it's pretty much all liberal, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's why I was
it's
just
gonna be
wondering if you,
interesting.
out there, out east a little bit, you're going to get more of that heckler vibe, if you're just not rolling on the right edge of what they want to hear. So being only a year in, have you guys had to deal with any of that yet?
yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm just scared of people. So like I don't know.
You just ignore them if
they
you hear
look
it?
at me and they say something. I'm like, and then I go, I'm like, I have no idea what to say to you. So
Yeah, I kind of. I mean, I've gotten better with it, but like right off the rip, like when you've got this set and you work it out at we did Ridley's, the class, and learned how to write jokes a little bit there, and then you walk away from that with a set in the beginning, and I remember very specifically at the Roadhouse. It was probably the first time I dealt with someone like really heckling me. I had some material about being from New Jersey, and like I brought it up. I was trying new jokes, and I bring up like, yeah, like I'm from New Jersey, and then like I'm moving forward, and then just someone chimes in. They're like, "You're from New Jersey," and I'm like,
Isn't that what I just said?
"Yeah," but like I'm talking, so like the room is mostly just listening and focused, and then I've
Yeah.
got like this one drunk person who's like, "So where are you from?" And like I'm like, New Jersey, man. Like, yeah, like I'm from North Jersey, and then I keep going with my joke, and they're like, "Well, my cousin lives out there."
Oh,
And
just
I'm like, what?
are we having a conversation or like where's this
Yeah.
going, man?
Oh my god! And then like it's gotten to the point where like we've been in some rooms where the heckling was so bad
Really?
that I would go up knowing, okay, like this room has been so rough, I'm going to bomb.
Oh, wow.
And then I walk in and I'm like, all right, I'm practicing a set. This is a monologue, not a dialogue. Don't talk to me. 'Cause I feel like you just have to get that out of the way sometimes. Because the hecklers, some of them are funny. Some of them are just
Yeah.
drunk assholes. Like
Especially
it's-
when they say something so stupid that you can just riff off of it, and it just makes everybody laugh even more.
God. Yeah. We know one comic. Drew Campbell. I think he's been on here too.
Yeah, shout out to Drew.
Shout
Yeah.
out Drew.
Drew's awesome.
Shout out Andy.
we love
Drew is one of, if not the best at dealing with a
Oh
heckler
my
that I have
God.
ever seen. There was one guy, I don't know, God, I'm trying to remember like what band the person he was referencing is from, but like he just called out because he was heckling, and he's like, if I need to know if an angel deserves to die, I'll call on you, or something like that. It was the
He's-
funniest thing,
He's
man.
amazing.
That guy is so
like,
funny.
I wish I had like half the talent that he does when it comes to like crowd work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people out there that are really, really good at that.
So
I mean, it's
quick.
yeah. It's definitely, that's a special talent that takes, I think, a little while to be able
It's an
to
art form.
get used to. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
for sure. Especially, just to be able to just that quick, just
Off
pick
the
on-
rip.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh
I
my God.
don't. I because I'm also a small person,
Yeah,
So like
same.
there is that thing, as a small man, I feel like another, even average-sized man would probably pick a fight with me if I said the wrong thing. So like you've got to be like witty, quick, smart, but not like too offensive, I guess.
Yeah.
So like
That's
crowd
why
work.
I am terrified of crowd work because I'm like, I'm a 5'2" little white girl. Like,
Yeah, things can go
I'm
wrong
the
quick.
easiest
for her.
person to
Yeah.
attack. Let's be honest. here.
Well, yeah, but there could be another idea with that. You are that small little spider monkey that can just jump on somebody.
That's
Just
true.
be like, ah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's me. That's what I'm saying to everyone out there.
Yeah, watch out for these two, man.
That's right.
I'll jump on your back.
No shit. Yeah, I definitely, there part of the reason why I wanted to do this, and bring out so many comedians here is because, it's kind of cheating for me. So I've been able to actually look at, at different people and how they do things and kind of pick ideas here and there and different styles and way people move around on stage and stuff. And it's just crazy seeing the wider range of, ways that people go about doing this art form. It's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
It's nuts.
I mean,
It's just been crazy, like, learning about all of these people. Like, it's just been crazy getting to know all of these people. That's my favorite part of this, is just getting to know everybody.
Yeah, now you get to go somewhere else and do it all over again. We've lost a few, good comedians over the past couple of months, like, and you guys know, Shiplap.
Oh, yeah,
Guys
we
know
love
Shiplap?
Shiplap.
Yeah.
She's actually how we became so social. She basically took us under her wing and was like, come to all of these open mics. And we're like, okay. And then we went out with her, and she's like, here's this person and this person and this person and this person, because she knows everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would introduce us to everybody, and then that's how we kind of got, like, ingrained in this.
Yeah. She came out here and did one of the Comedy of the Creeks. Everybody just fell in love with her. So
We love
yeah,
her.
I still keep an eye on her online and see what she's up
yeah.
to and out doing the mics and stuff still. So yeah, we miss you out here in Michigan,
do.
by the way.
All the time.
Miss you, Shiplap.
Yeah, no doubt. But so, what do you guys got? You guys got anything exciting going on and here in the future?
Just the move.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like, in
we've
a
got
couple weeks.
Yeah.
we've
So
got
you're ready to go now.
No, we're
No,
not, and
no.
that's the problem.
It's so stressful. I don't know. To all my enemies, I hope you have to move soon,
Honestly.
because it is the worst thing.
Yeah.
Moving is like. I follow this one comedian, Chris DiStefano, and he has openly said that moving to him is like surgery, and he will only do it if it's life or death at this point. Because
and I understand.
yeah,
Like,
it is the worst. I could throw everything away and just use a rucksack from here on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If arsony was legal,
Yep. And
then
now
there would no
it's
longer
recorded.
be a house. Like, I've never wanted to, like, just rent a dumpster and just throw my entire life away. Like,
Especially, it's one thing if you move from one city, you're moving maybe an
Right.
hour down the road, and it's just getting all your shit packed up and getting it all the way across half the friggin' country, man. That's just got to be a pain. Are you buying a house out there?
Well,
Eventually.
yeah, eventually. Right now,
Selling a
we've-
house here, buying a house
Yes.
there. You're
Yeah.
selling a house here?
Yes.
Oh, man, yeah. That's
Even
got to
worse,
be
right?
a pain, especially
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, we've got
it's all hard.
Yeah.
It's all hard. It's
a lot
all
of
difficult.
a lot of cool, stressful stuff. I
Yeah.
have tons of chest pain.
Yep.
Hey, that's a cavalcade of comedy material, man. At least you'll
Oh,
have
yeah.
all the stories to tell about it when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm super depressed, but outside of that, things are, they're going, they're going. I guess.
You guys are still young, hanging there,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
At least you got the stress level to be able to handle it. You got your
Oh, that's
nice young heart to be
That's a
able to
bold
take.
assumption, my friend.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you guys the best on your journey.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you.
We will be back. I know first week of November. I'm not gonna, confirm anything right now, but I know first week of November there is something comedically lined up for us right now.
Okay.
We have been trying to line up comedy stuff for, months at a time, but with the move and everything, we kind of had
Yeah.
to slow down with
Mhm.
that. So, yeah, I'm gonna miss this whole scene
Me
out here.
too.
Man. Like
Yeah.
I'm really excited that we're gonna be able to, I guess, dip our toes into it in different places now. So like
Yeah.
New Jersey,
I'm
New
not
York.
excited about that.
There's got to be a ton of places out there with it being just
I think
such a
there is.
giant
it's so
area.
saturated.
She is looking.